aspects of the storyline. If you are a movie buff, a legal professional, or just someone who's curious about the law, we got something for you. Make sure to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell to find out. Stay tuned.
Hi everyone, very good evening and welcome to BYJU'S exam prep. My name is Alpa Sharma and in today's session we're going to be doing a crash course on MH CET. So if you guys are preparing for MH CET, this is a session that you should be benefited a lot from. If you could quickly confirm that I'm clearly audible and visible, we shall commence with the session. Good evening everyone, very good evening. Good evening. I hope I'm clearly audible and visible to everyone watching me live. Yep. Hi, Himanshu. Okay, so let's quickly have a look at the agenda of the session. क्या करने वाले हैं आज session में? So I'm sure all of you are preparing for MH-CET and you've been solving many questions. The aim of this session is that we shall be able to attempt questions that come in the examination. This session specifically pertains to the English section. And keeping in the mind the pattern of paper that has emerged in the last few years, I've brought some very good questions for you, some vocab-based questions. Chetan, it's basically for the 5-year program that you're going to apply for. अरमान प्रैक्टिस करके और ये सेशन उसी पे एम करता है. बहुत सारी प्रैक्टिस करो, टाइम बहुत ज्यादा नहीं है आपके पास. और जिस तरह के क्वेश्चंस मैं आज क्लास में कराऊंगी उस तरीके के क्वेश्चंस पे आपको स्पेसिफिकली प्रैक्टिस करनी है. तो हम किस तरीके के क्वेश्चंस करेंगे क्लास में? वी विल बी डूइंग क्वेश्चंस ऑन वन. आई हैव रीडिंग कॉम्प्रिहेंशंस, आई हैव ग्रामर बेस्ड क्वेश्चंस, आई हैव वोकैबुलरी बेस्ड क्वेश्चंस, idioms and phrases, spellings, all of these types of questions can easily come up in the actual examination. तो इसी टाइप के क्वेश्चंस आज सॉल्व करेंगे. ये हमारे आज का एजेंडा होगा और क्वेश्चन सॉल्व करते हुए जो कंसेप्ट्स एमर्ज होते हैं वो भी मैं आपको एक्सप्लेन करूंगी सो दैट यू आर एबल टू सॉल्व दीज क्वेश्चंस इवन फर्दर मोर आफ्टर द क्लास एंड्स. एंड दैट्स गोइंग टू बी द एजेंडा ऑफ द सेशन. फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन दिखाने से पहले, if you are somebody who is targeting CLAT 2024, we have a comprehensive course that we have launched. To know more about the program, you can call our counselors on this specific number. वो आपको प्रोग्राम के बारे में सब कुछ बता देंगे, all the details. Himanshu, if you are sitting for the 3-year LLB program, you can still attend this session because the pattern of the paper is pretty much similar for the 3-year as well as the 5-year LLB program. We majorly target the 5-year LLB program and the entrance test. ओके, सो ये हुआ हमारे कॉम्प्रिहेंसिव प्रोग्राम के बारे में. और एक बार जल्दी से मुझे थम्स अप दे दो सो दैट आई स्टार्ट विद द वेरी फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन विथ यू. एक बार थम्स अप दे दो, सब क्लियरली ऑडिबल और विजिबल है सबको? ऑल्सो फर्स्ट जो क्वेश्चन होगा, इट्स गोइंग टू बी हाउ मच टाइम शुड बी गिव टू इंग्लिश at a max of 15 minutes. Because most of the questions are going to be one-liner questions और ये easily doable questions होते हैं. तो आप 15 minutes में easily you can cover up the entire section. Okay, so I have a thumbs up. The first thing that I'm going to show you as a question, it is a reading comprehension which is spread over 3 pages. So first I'll expect you to read the page and send me a done once you're done reading the page. 3 pages करने के बाद there are questions that are dependent on the passage. So read the passage very carefully. It's a science-based passage. Okay, so here we go with the very first page of the passage. Read the page and send me a done once you're done reading the page. All the best, everyone. Oh, just a minute. I'll just go back. Yeah, here you go. Send me a done once you're done reading the page. Done. Here we go with the next page, everyone. Page number 2. Read that very carefully. हो जाएगा अरमान. Send me a done once you're done reading the page, everyone. Done. Here we go with the last page. Please read the page very carefully. We have 2 questions coming out of this page. Mr. Sad, I'm going to explain this. पहले passage पढ़ते हैं कि नहीं? Aftab, it's already there as a recorded video on our channel. Okay, I hope all of you are done with it. Aftab, if you want to watch the remaining sessions that you have missed, There is a playlist under the name MH CET Crash Course. You'll find all the sessions under that playlist. It's there in our channel. Make sure you've subscribed to the channel so that you don't miss out on the important sessions that come ahead. Two, there's the major question that's coming up. Ma'am, should we read the questions before the passage or not? I will answer this question only after we're done with the questions. Okay, otherwise we'll forget what we've read in the passage. So I'll not talk a lot right now. Let's first answer the questions and then we'll discuss if you should be reading the questions before or after. Okay, so here we go with the very first question of the passage. What conclusion can be drawn from Rudd's and Webster's proposed strange method? Strange method was the method proposed by them towards the end of the passage. What, according to you, is the correct answer? What's your answer, everyone? What do you think is the correct answer here? It's a pretty factual question, and that's the kind of questions you would find in MH CET. If RCs come, they're going to be very, very factual, very, very direct. Okay, C, I have two answers as C. Okay, चलो ठीक है. So इसका आंसर डिस्कस करने से पहले सबसे पहले if you have read the questions before the passage, specifically in examinations like MH CET, you would know that what exactly is the author trying to ask in the passage. So, for example, I know there's a question on the strange method. I am going to be reading the method very, very carefully because there is one question that has stemmed from this paragraph, these paragraphs rather. So, my suggestion for examinations like SLAT, MHCET, JMI, AMU, please read the questions before the passage. I wish I could show you the questions before the passage, but since every question is associated with an answer in the next slide, I cannot show you the questions. But my recommendation, because these examinations are very factual questions, आपको पता है कि कहाँ आपको ध्यान देना है पैसेज में और कितना डिटेल्ड पढ़ना है आपको पैसेज. ऑन दैट नोट, अब आपको पता है स्ट्रेंज पे एक क्वेश्चन है. एक बार फिर से इस पैराग्राफ को पढ़ लो और फिर हम ऑप्शंस में जाएंगे और देखेंगे कि क्या हमारा आंसर जो हमने मार्क किया है सी, मोस्ट ऑफ द पीपल सेड सी, क्या वो सही है क्या? So this line says that Rudds and Michael Webster, they proposed a way to address the problem. The problem of using an animal like a crow to understand the attributes of humans. They proposed a way to address this problem. That automatically means weird population is often used in psychology studies leading to flawed generalization is not what we can conclude about the strange method. What we can conclude is that the strange method proposes a solution to the problem of this behavioral study. The correct answer is a D. What we now know, if we have factual questions, we can always, one, go back and reconfirm our answer. You are allowed to do that. And you should always do that. You know, एक additional mark मिलेगा उससे. गलत तो नहीं हो सकता, नेगेटिव चलो हम ओमिट कर सकते हैं, बट एक एडिशनल मार्क मिलेगा आपको. दूसरा, ऑलवेज रीड द क्वेश्चंस बिफोर द पैसेज. अंडरस्टूड दिस क्वेश्चन एवरीवन? चलो नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन पे चलते हैं. इसका करेक्ट आंसर डी है. ठीक है, नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन पे चलते हैं. क्वेश्चन नंबर 2. अगेन, व्हाट डज द वर्ड सबसेट मीन इन द कॉन्टेक्स्ट ऑफ द पैसेज? आई नो एक वोकैबुलरी बेस्ड क्वेश्चन है. जहां सबसेट लिखा हुआ था, I could have focused on that line very carefully if I read the question before the passage. For now, I'll take you back to that line जहां subset word लिखा हुआ है. We will read that line again and then find out the answer कि उसका contextual meaning क्या है. Literal meaning तो आपको पता है. Contextual meaning क्या है? So we'll go back and check out where subset is written. Here you go. Subset. Read this line again and then we'll come to the options. Okay, now let's come to the options, everyone. If you've done syllogisms, आपको subset वैसे भी पता होना चाहिए क्या होता है. यहाँ आंसर क्या होगा? A group of animals that are identical in their behaviors and characteristics, a limited number of animals that are captured and studied in an experiment, a small group of animals that are genetically related to each other, or a diverse and representative sample. D. Okay, let me explain what a subset is. When you make a Venn diagram, if I say alpha is a teacher, then teachers and alpha is a subset. Subset is basically a small group inside a bigger group, a small fragment of a bigger unit. That's a subset. The bigger one, teachers, is a set, alpha is a subset. And with that logic, D becomes incorrect. It's not a diverse and representative sample. जब क्रोस को स्टडी कर रहे थे तो उनको लगा हमारी स्टडी गलत है. हमारी स्टडी इसलिए गलत है बिकॉज हम सिर्फ एक सबसेट को स्टडी कर रहे थे, क्रोस, और वो भी वो जिन्होंने उस वियर्ड लॉग को देख के रिएक्ट किया. एक बड़े सैंपल का एक बड़े ग्रुप का एक छोटा सा सैंपल, वो एक सबसेट हुआ. वो एक ट्रू रिप्रेजेंटेशन नहीं था बिहेवियर का क्रोज के. तो उस लॉजिक से सबसेट इज नॉट डी. It is a limited number of animals that are captured and studied in an experiment who would have reacted in a certain manner. एक limited number. Can alpha or teachers में सारे teachers alpha ही है ना? It's only a small fragment of many teachers we have at BYJU'S exam prep. So alpha is only a small fragment. That is a subset. The correct answer here is a B. Here we go with the next question, everyone. What is the strange method proposed by Rutz and Webster? We have already discussed this methodology, the strange methodology. If you remember the discussion, you will get the correct answer to this question. Try it out, everyone. What is the strange method? See, you are right, Sushmita. It is a C. It's a solution. Correct, Aftab. एक प्रॉब्लम दिया था, उसका सोल्यूशन उन्होंने स्ट्रेंज के थ्रू निकाला. स्ट्रेंज एक मेथोडोलॉजी थी, but it was used as a solution to the problem of bias in the initial experiment. Correct. The correct answer here is absolutely a C. Next question for the passage and the last question for the passage. Why does Rutz believe that animal behavior studies are biased? Remember the word subset and you will know the answer here. जय श्री राम. हिमांशु, क्वेश्चन का आंसर बताइए. Answers, everyone? वो research bias था. You are absolutely right, Sanskriti and Aftab. It is going to be a B. Bias था क्योंकि वो सिर्फ एक limited सैंपल ऑफ एनिमल्स पे रिलाई करता था, एक सबसेट पे रिलाई करता था. पूरे एनिमल किंगडम का क्या बिहेवियर होगा, इट्स यूनिक, इट्स डिफरेंट. सो सिर्फ एक छोटे फ्रैगमेंट पे रिलाई करना वाज द मेजर ड्रॉबैक ऑफ द स्टडी एंड thus the results were biased. The correct answer is absolutely a B. Let's come to the next question, everyone. Now that was all for the passage. Passages में हमने क्या क्या सीखा? One, हमेशा क्वेश्चंस पहले पढ़ो. एटलीस्ट MH-CET जैसे एग्जाम्स में अगर पैसेज आते हैं तो क्वेश्चंस पहले पढ़ो, फैक्चुअल क्वेश्चंस होंगे. टू reconfirm the answer, it's allowed to go back to the passage. So just go back within a few seconds, reconfirm your answer, and you can go ahead with it. So these were the two things. Let's come to another question, and that is a synonym question. Synonym to propinquity. What do you think is the synonym to the word propinquity? Tell me your correct answer, everyone. Is it distance, proximity, separation, antipathy? D, antipathy. Amol, antipathy means no sympathy, no feeling at all. Sanskriti, if you don't know the meaning, you should randomly guess only. But then you can use a little bit of logic here. You know, distance and separation are synonyms. So these two options cannot be the answer, right? Antipathy also means I have no feelings at all. So distance is going to be a synonym to that as well. Since all three are synonyms, they can't be the answer. We have our answer here, and that's proximity. Propinquity is closeness. Okay, so closeness means proximity. The correct answer, Sushmita has got that absolutely correct. It is going to be a B. Next question, everyone. Synonym to perspicacious. What do you think is a synonym to this word? Perspicacious, is it astute, obtuse, naive, or credulous? Answers, everyone? Naive? Okay, perspicacious is a person who behaves in a very well thought and a good understanding of the situation, very thoughtful reaction is perspicacious behavior. So the synonym to that is going to be astute. Astute is a well thought, insightful, careful reaction to a situation. So astute is a synonym to that. A is our correct answer. Next question. Synonym to the word fastidious. Is it meticulous, sloppy, careless, haphazard? You can find out the synonyms and eliminate them from the answers. Madam, exam में इतना hard आता है क्या MH-CET? SAT perspicacious थोड़ा difficult हो जाता है इस exam के लिए, but then fastidious is a common word. ऐसा कुछ आ सकता है exam में absolutely. Fastidious, is it meticulous, sloppy, careless, or haphazard? Find the synonyms. आफ्ताब नहीं मिल रही प्लेलिस्ट. अच्छा, एक और तरीका सिखाती हूँ. आफ्ताब चैनल पे क्लिक करोगे, ठीक है, उसमें आप जाना लाइव सेशंस में, ठीक है, वहां आपको पुराने जितने लाइव सेशंस हुए हैं MH-CET के वो मिल जाएंगे. एंड आई आस्क माय वीडियो टीम टू क्रिएट अ सेपरेट प्लेलिस्ट आल्सो. ओके, यस साइशा, यू आर एब्सोल्युटली करेक्ट. It is a meticulous. A fastidious person is a person who's very careful. Sloppy, careless, haphazard, ये तीनों synonyms है. केयरलेस पर्सन के लिए हम स्लॉपी और हैपेजर्ड यूज करते हैं. सो फस्टिडियस उसका ऑपोजिट हो गया है, बहुत ही केयरफुल पर्सन. मेटिकुलस इज द आंसर. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन एवरीवन. Panicia का synonym. Is it elixir, poison, placebo, antidote? Panicia. रूट वर्ड यहां है pan. Pan का मतलब होता है all. इतना हिंट दे दिया, अब आंसर बताइए. Antidote is basically a cure for poison. प्लेसिबो होता है मेडिसिन दे दी डॉक्टर ने, आपको मेडिसिन लेती ठीक लगने लगा. मेडिसिन कुछ भी नहीं है, वो प्लेसिबो इफेक्ट करती है कि हाँ मेरे बॉडी में मेडिसिन गई है एंड आई एम फाइन नाउ. दैट्स प्लेसिबो. पॉइजन इज समथिंग दैट किल्स. एलिक्सिर इज द करेक्ट मीनिंग टू पेनिशिया. पेनिशिया इज अ cure for all basically. Elixir is also a potion that cures things. The correct answer is going to be an A here and not antidote. एंटीडोट सिर्फ एक क्योर है, सब चीजों का क्योर नहीं है. एंटीडोट सिर्फ एक पॉइजन का क्योर है. एलिक्सिर इज बेसिकली जो आपको हेल्दी बनाए, आपकी सब प्रॉब्लम्स को खत्म कर दे. दैट्स एन एलिक्सिर. सो ए है इसका करेक्ट आंसर. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन एवरीवन. ओके, आपको एरर ढूंढना है. इन चारों में से कौन से पार्ट में एरर है इस सेंटेंस में? ग्रामर का एरर है. फाइंड आउट द एरर आउट ऑफ द ऑप्शंस. डिस्पाइट में एरर है, ऑफ में एरर है, बीइंग में एरर है, वेल में एरर है. फाइंड दैट आउट. ऑफ. You're absolutely right, Himanshu. Despite के साथ ऑफ नहीं होता, इंस्पाइट के साथ ऑफ होता है. तो इधर आप बोलो इंस्पाइट ऑफ or you say despite. So the correct sentence should be despite being a renowned scientist. So this part, that is B, has an error. Okay. संभव हम तो बहुत आगे आगे बच्चे, हम क्वेश्चन नंबर 9 में आ गए. आगे देखते हैं एक बार. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन. ओके, कौन से पार्ट में एरर है ढूंढ के बताइए. Each of the students in the class are required to bring their own laptops. मिसेज शाहीन, आई थिंक आप सेशन थोड़ा सा लेट देख रहे हो. Please watch the current slide. We are on question number Sambhav and Mrs. Shaheen, we are on question number 10. Oh, here it is. आफ्ताब प्लेलिस्ट बन गई है. बी. अच्छा देखो, टेक्निकली ना यहाँ दो पार्ट्स में एरर है, बी और सी दोनों में. क्योंकि जहां ईच यूज हो जाता है ना, तो उसके बाद आपका वर्ब भी सिंगुलर होगा और प्रोनाउन भी सिंगुलर होगा. सो अगर आपने बी या सी दोनों मार्क किया, मैं आपको दोनों के लिए बोनस पॉइंट्स दूंगी. करेक्ट सेंटेंस होना चाहिए ईच ऑफ द स्टूडेंट्स इन द क्लास इज रिक्वायर्ड टू ब्रिंग हिज ऑब्लिक हर ओन लैपटॉप्स. ठीक है. सो दैट्स व्हाई for B and C, I'll give you a bonus for both. B and C both could be the correct answers. Question number 11. Find out which part has an error. The report that the CEO presented were a comprehensive review of the company's performance. No, Sanskruti. When you say each, it is always used with a plural noun if the noun has the plural form. So each of the students. बहुत सारे का एक एक part. Okay? Himanshu says in this question as that. Sushmita says C. This is an easy one. You see, the report is a singular noun. It will be followed by a singular verb. The report that the CEO presented was a comprehensive, and that's exactly why C is the incorrect option. Okay, so it should be was. Next question, everyone. C is our answer here. Find out the error here in the sentence. The team, along with their coach, is preparing for the upcoming tournament. This is a little tricky. Let me see if you've worked. Hi, Arya. Good to see you back. C. Sanskriti says C. D. You're right, Sanskriti, Sushmita, Shamit, you've got that correct. The team along with their coach. Team is a singular collective noun. It will be followed by a singular pronoun. It's coach. Not their coach, it's coach. Had it been teams, I would have said their. One team and its coach. So C is the part that needs to be rectified. C is our correct answer. Next question. Okay, find out the error here. Despite the fact that he had a high fever, he went to work anyways. This is also a little tricky. Let me see if you have worked hard. What's your answer, everyone? C. Okay. C. All right. Okay. See, anyways is no word. It should be anyway. And you're absolutely right. The correct sentence should be, despite the fact that he had high fever, he went to work anyway. Instead of anyways, we say anyway. Okay. So anyways is no word. It's a casual word. We don't use it in grammar. So C is the answer here. Next question, everyone. Idioms. You have to tell me the meaning of the idiom bite the bullet. What is the correct meaning out of the options? To swallow one's pride, to face a difficult situation with courage, to get someone else take the charge, or to give up easily. Bite the bullet. Answers B, C. Okay, I'll tell you the story behind that. There's a story behind biting the bullet. It was said that when soldiers would fight in the army and if they were injured, it would pain them a lot. But then, since they were in the war, they couldn't just run away with their wounds and go to the hospital. So, what they would do is they would just put a bullet in their mouth and keep biting on it so that they can absorb the pain and get through it and still be able to fight. So bite the bullet is to face a difficult situation with courage. You deal with it with all your might. B is the absolute answer here. Next question. A dime a dozen. What does that mean? Extremely valuable, rare and difficult to find, common and easy to find, and extremely cheap. What is the answer? A dime a dozen. B, rare and difficult. A dime is, or I can call it a currency. For example, a paisa, a rupee. Is a rupee very difficult to find? No, it's very common. You'll find it everywhere. 1 rupee, very easy to get. Even children have that 1 rupee coin in their pockets, right? So, Kailash, it's like a very minute value of a currency. It explains itself. Yes, it does. A dime and a dozen is something very, very common, very, very easy to find. Not something rare. Everyone will have 1 rupee. Even beggars ask for 5 rupees or 10 rupees these days because 1 rupee, everyone has it. So a dime is like 1 rupee, 1 paisa. Everyone has that. C, very common and easy to find is the answer. Next question. Barking up the wrong tree. Meaning of the idiom, everyone. Barking up the wrong tree. To make a mistake, to go to the wrong tree, to pursue the wrong course of action, or to be lost in thought. That is correct. That is the C. Yes. Barking up the wrong tree. A dog would just keep looking at a bird sitting on a tree and keep barking. But there's no bird. He's barking up the wrong tree. He's going the wrong direction. He is choosing a wrong course of action. C is the answer here. Next question. Walking on eggshells. If you have to walk on eggshells, what are you going to do? What does that mean? How will you behave when you walk on eggshells? This is a little tricky because some options are very, very close. If you know the meaning only, then you should take the risk. You are going to be nervous and anxious because the eggshells might hurt you. So when you walk on eggshells, you are nervous and anxious. I knew you would mark A, but that's not the correct meaning of the idiom. The correct meaning is to be nervous and anxious is walking on eggshells. B. Next question. Cut the mustard. What is the meaning of the idiom? Saisha, I'll give you a wise advice. The meaning of idioms will remain what it is. We can't alter the meaning according to the context of idioms at least. You'll have to mark the literal meaning of the idioms, whatever's there in the dictionary. So we can't take risk with idioms if you do not know that. Okay? The same happened for walking on eggshells. A lot of people marked A, but then that is not what the idiom means. Cut the mustard. Okay, there's a story behind cutting the mustard also. It was believed that cutting the mustard needed a lot of expertise and precision. बहुत carefully आपको टेक्निक यूज करके मस्टर्ड कट करना आना चाहिए. तो कोई भी चीज जो आप बहुत सक्सेसफुली अच्छे तरीके से कर पाते हो, दैट इज कटिंग द मस्टर्ड. ए इज द मीनिंग. ठीक है, तो नहीं पता है, रिस्क मत लेना, नहीं तो नेगेटिव मार्क कर दोगे. ए इज द करेक्ट आंसर टू कटिंग द मस्टर्ड. Again, error spotting. You have to find out which part of the sentence has an error here. Which part of the sentence has an error? Companies' profits has been increasing. Which part has an error? Very, very easy. I think all of you will get this correct. What is it? B, profits? No. Profits are plural. We need to make it plural. Have. Okay? We need to mark it as C and not B. The company's profits have been steadily increasing. You don't change the noun, you change the verb form. Remember that. Okay? Nouns will remain intact. Profits को profit करके आप सही नहीं बना सकते हो sentence को. Verb change होता है हमेशा noun के according, subject के according. Next question. Find out the error in the sentence. Yes, Arya, have been. Correct. The new regulations are strict and it is not like the old days when you could get away with anything. दिस इज अ लिटिल ट्रिकी, थोड़ा सोचोगे तो करेक्ट आंसर मिलेगा. लिटिल ट्रिकी. हाँ, इट्स नॉट देयर साइशा, राइट. Let me see who gets the correct answer. B. Okay, so I'll tell you something. Like cannot be used here. Okay, the new regulations are strict and it is not like the old days. You're not comparing it here with like. Like is an incorrect word. Instead of like, you have to use as if the old days, similar to the old days, but you cannot use a like here. So C is going to be the part that's incorrect. Next question. Find out the error. Jack and Jill went up the hill, but he fell down and broke his crown. Sounds very familiar. कि हम तो हमेशा ऐसे ही बोलते हैं सेंटेंस को. But what's the error here? Let me see if you can find out the error in this very, very famous poem. Jack and Jill went up the hill, but he fell down and broke his crown. His crown? Okay, the correct answer is a B. Who fell down and broke his crown? We don't know who was it. Was it Jack or was it Jill? Or were it both? Basically, this has an error of ambiguity in pronouns. Error क्या बताता है? Error ये बताता है कि अगर आप एक pronoun use कर रहे हो, it should be clear वो किस noun के लिए used है. वो Jack के लिए है, Jill के लिए है या दोनों के लिए है. We don't know. It both fell down. और उस logic से आप D को भी error mark करोगे. So yes, both B and D will be incorrect here. So you'll have to change this as well as this to make it clear. So make sentence perfect कैसे बनेगा? Jack and Jill went up to the hill and they fell down, or and Jack fell down and broke his crown. So सबसे पहले आप इसको change करोगे, and that's why correct आ रहा. And that's why B for now, or B and D both. Next question. Find out the error. The restaurant was packed, but I managed to find a table for my friend and I. What's the error here? This one is easy. Very, very easy. D. You are right. It is going to be a D. So the correct sentence should be the restaurant was packed, but I managed to find a table for my friend and me. Okay? Yes, it's going to be D. Or us. My friend and I की जगह us भी use कर सकते हो. The correct answer is D here. Next question. Find out the error here. Each of the employees in the department were given a copy of the company's new policy manual. We've discussed such a question before. What's the error here, everyone? Each of the employees in the department were given a copy of the company's new policy manual. Yes, that is a C. Instead of were, it should be was, because each is used. It will be followed by a singular verb form, was given. Very good. Next question. Spellings. Here you go. Which of the following is the correct spelling of the word conscious? Not for now, Aftab. Saisha, are you doing the action? No. Plus, आप आपको एक रूल बताती हूँ साइशा, प्रपोजिशंस के बाद हमेशा ऑब्जेक्टिव केस ऑफ प्रोनाउन लगेगा. सो फॉर है, फॉर के बाद हमेशा मी लगेगा. यहां करेक्ट स्पेलिंग इज अ बी, कॉन्शियस बी. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन एवरीवन. करेक्ट स्पेलिंग ऑफ एक्नॉलेज. Correct spelling of acknowledge. Saisha, is the rule clear to you? After prepositions, always objective case. ठीक है? It is a B. Acknowledge. Correct spelling B. Next question. Correct spelling of embarrass. Correct spelling of embarrass. Acha, before I tell you the correct answer here, can you guys hit the like button for the video? If you haven't done that yet, please do that right now. We put in a lot of efforts to create these slides for you. Okay, all of these are original questions that I've created. 1. Okay. 2. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do that. 3. After the class ends, please comment under my video. Next crash course की जो English की class होगी, what are the kind of questions you would want me to get more? You have to comment under my video after the class ends. ठीक है? अभी questions करते हैं. Correct spelling है embarrass की C. Okay? Yes, Harsh. The correct spelling is C. Next question. The correct spelling of the word necessary. Correct spelling of acknowledge. Necessary. It is a B. Yes. Necessary. And then the next question, correct spelling of the word receive. Receive, deceive, conceive. C के बाद हमेशा EI. Receive, conceive, deceive. The correct spelling is a C. And then it's going to be all for today, everyone. I hope you've learned a lot of things. Make sure you watch all the sessions live so that your doubts are clarified then and there. After I end my session, I want your comment under my video with some appreciation, which will be enjoyed by me, and some suggestions. What are the kind of questions you would want to do more in the next session? So before I make the PPT for the next session, I'd like to read your comments. Make sure you follow us on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Telegram, and our app on Google Play. Thank you so much, everyone. Work really, really hard, and God bless all of you. Bye, everyone.